Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataporma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello everyone. Happy Thursday. And of course, Thursday, November 25 is Thanksgiving Day in America, but it's still Wednesday there. Hello, Tita Agnes. Kanina I was so happy to have seen you on video call this morning. Namiss ko na po kayo. Hello, Tita Agnes who's watching. At sa mga nanonood dyan sa bahay niyo sa Arayat, Pampanga, good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. And as I was saying, happy Thanksgiving to sa mga taga-Amerika, no? Pero bukas pa dyan, because right now it's 7 o'clock in the evening in America, in California. So Wednesday pa lang, hindi pa Thursday doon. Ang Thanksgiving po is the last Thursday of every in November po ang Thanksgiving sa Amerika. So happy Thanksgiving dito sa ating lahat naman. Now, of course, we give thanks each and every day. When we wake up to a new morning, we're thankful. Kagaya naman talaga po that each day is a blessing. Each day that we wake up to is a blessing, di ba? So I'd like to welcome those people to the show. Sinong nanonood, Tita Agnes pa lang yung name na nakikita ko. But anyway, we have a lot of things in store for you today. Okay? Unahin na natin, of course, for the things that are I can't remove my caption. I don't know why. I don't know why it's closed captioned like this. Why am I closed captioned? I can't remove it. Anyway, pasensya na kayo dyan. May closed caption for the and of course, it's also for the hearing impaired. Oops, anyway, so as I was saying, unahin na natin things about technology, and of course, part of technology is being able to read the news as it happens online, right? Ayan na nga eh. The paperback or the hard copy of newspapers, of course, yung readership noon nabawasan yung pagbibili ng dyaryo because nowadays people read the news online, right? So, umpisahan natin, no? Tungkol sa news online. Some few days ago, some 6 people were nabbed over fake vaccination cards, okay? Mga ayan, pati bakuna na certificates. Yan, sa recto, di ba? We all know here in the Philippines, notorious ang recto na yan. It's in the university belt. Recto is a place for those international people watching the show. Recto is a place in the Philippines, in Manila, where you can get fake anything. Fake diplomas, fake passports, and now fake vaccination cards, okay? So 6 people were nabbed over fake vaccination cards and documents in Recto Avenue. 6 individuals were arrested for creating fake vaccination cards and documents in a hidden shop in Recto Avenue in Manila. Authorities from the District Special Operation Unit Northern Police District arrested the suspects in an entrapment operation in a shop located along Recto Avenue on Wednesday. Okay? Medyo naniniguro sila kasi yung mga runner nila na nakuha natin is almost 5 bago pa natin nakuha yung mismong may-ari. Sabi ito ni Private PN Police Lieutenant Colonel Jaye ng Chief of DSOU NPD. Said in Marisol Abdurrahman's report nung saksi nung last Thursday, okay, sa news. They're making sure because we caught almost 5 runners before we caught the owner, okay? Seized from the suspects were documents including vaccination cards and RT-PCR test results. Oh, pati resulta ng ang fake na, parang gago to mga to, resulta ng RT-PCR test na negative, nandyan. The employer yung isang employer pala, seized from the suspects nga were those documents, right? Vaccination cards and RT-PCR test results. Yung isang employer na umano pinag-a-applyan ng taong ito, pinapa-validate yung authenticity ng vaccination card through social media. Nagkaroon ng transaction at ginawa yun yung entrapment operation. Itong sabi ni Police Brigadier General Jose Hidalgo Jr., District Director of the NPD, of the National Police Department. Okay? The employer validated ano ba yan? Nabulol na ako. The employer validated the authenticity of the vaccination card of the applicant, and through social media they had a transaction, and the other day, last Thursday, they did the entrapment operation. Okay, the arrested suspects denied the allegations and claimed that they did not know that there were fake documents in the area. Hindi po namin alam na may pagawaan po pala diyan, one of the suspects said. Okay, the suspects will face appropriate charges, said authorities. Okay. Hello there, Miss Angelica Paz. Happy Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so that's the news on that regarding those fake vaccination vaccination certificates. So wag kayong don't fall prey and don't use it, okay? Diyos ko, maano kayo dyan, mahuhuli. Anyway, another news, okay, from the Philippines, okay? Efforts needed to be doubled to close learning gap in the area of reading. Okay, sa Department of Education ito. Recognizing the challenges that confront the country's education system, especially in this pandemic, okay? Pakita natin itong mga nagmo-module, alright? Let me just show you ang itsura ng mga, ito kanya rin, nanay, tinuturuan 3 anak nag-aaral. Wait a minute, okay? Let me just show you. Alright. Pasensya na. Kukunin ko lang. Alright. Itong itsura ng mga magulang na nagtuturo ng module sa mga anak nila. Right. Okay. Let me just please. Okay. I'll just get it, oh. Hold on, please. Hold your horses. Pasensya na po. This is live. That's why I'm showing you how to get. Oops. Okay. What did I do? Modules. Okay. There. Okay. Alright. Ayan, oh. Ayan ang pinag-uusapan ko ngayon. Mga nag-aaral ng module, see? Ayan. Okay? There you go. Yan ang eksena sa mga magulang nagtuturo tatlong bata. Actually, yung ibang families, they actually get a tutor to help them because like I said nga, no, itong distance learning na to, yung modules or whatever, whether it's online, what if the magulang is not adept or hindi siya hindi educated para turuan yung mga anak? Yung iba, nagbabayad pa ng tutor. Paano hindi makaka-afford, right? Yun, in those cases, some of the teachers go to the houses of those needy ones, right? Okay, among the areas that the DepEd is currently focusing on is reading. sa impediment itong ating basic education. Given this, the agency has lined up various activities during the National Reading Month this November. Itong pangbansang buwan ng pagbabasa serves as a reminder to us in the light of our performance in the national and international assessment tests that we must double our efforts to close the learning gap, particularly in the area of reading. Diba kasi a few months ago, pinakita ko yung mga resulta ng mga reading aptitude ng mga iba-ibang countries sa Southeast Asia at nangungulit ng Pilipinas sa reading, right? That's so sad, reading. We used to be high proficiency sa English at saka reading, saka sa math, right? So, yan. They are focusing now on reading because the Pambansang Buwan ng Pag-asa serves as a reminder, in the light of our performance in the national test nga na we didn't do so well, okay? It is considered the cornerstone of learning. Reading, among the initiatives of the DepEd to further close the gap in the area of reading is the Reading Progress Tool, which has now reached more than 23 million learners and 950,000 teachers nationwide, okay? Ito pala, no, hindi naman to sa module lang din, ito yung natuturo ng mag-aral, magbasa, right? Through magbasa. Through the Reading Progress Tool, learners can record their own reading progress and gain a sense of independence in reading. Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Diosdado San Antonio, explained that teachers can track the reading progress of students easily and efficiently, okay? San Antonio expressed confidence that if all stakeholders work together to ensure that every child becomes a reader, we will be able to sustain quality efforts in easier ways. So this is a perfect time talaga kasi 'di ba in this age of technology, na yun na nga, mga tablet, computer, hindi na marunong din magbasa ng hardbound books ang mga bata. So this is a perfect time to use hard copies of things and let them learn and read the right way, right? A wide and avid reader explores the world of knowledge on his own. So let's make the youngsters excited to read, okay? Spearheaded by the Department of Education, Curriculum, and Instruction strand through the Bureau of Learning Delivery, the nationwide celebration of the National Reading Month aims to promote love for reading among learners and the whole school community. BLD Director Leila Arreola emphasized that it is imperative for schools to ensure that all learners understand the importance of reading and to foster in them the inspirational power to read, okay? With the theme na bawat bata bumabasa sa kabila ng hamon ng pandemya, the month-long celebration features the conduct of innovative reading activities. These include the Dugtungan Pagbasa, where young learners from different selected regions showcase their creativity in story reading, and the Reading Cup, a gamified reading contest aimed at assessing the reading fluency level of students from grades 7 to 12 using the Reading Progress Tool. One of the highlights of the activities include the capacity building on storytelling, which was held concurrently with a virtual launch to empower teachers, parents, and learning facilitators, and featured techniques from established writers and professional storytellers, okay? Iba pang mga actividades dito ay include reading ambassadors wherein accomplished and enthusiastic storytellers read to the learners naman, okay? Nationally awarded stories, ang mga binasa dito about mga pamilya, friendships, and love, and the reading challenge, which enjoins DepEd staff to read a book weekly. So ang DepEd in-encourage na ng kanilang mga tauhan na magbasa ng libro, kahit isang libro a week. The Araw ng Pagbasa Challenge, on the other hand, serves as the culminating reading activity wherein everyone is encouraged to pause synchronously for at least 15 minutes to read. Okay? So yan ang magandang balita tungkol sa pagbabasa, right? Alright? Alright, thank you very much. Ngayon, more news on the negosyo naman sa Pilipinas, right? Okay. Jollibee is to launch more stores in China. Okay? Alright? Hold on a second. Alright? So this is from Philstar Global. Okay, Jollibee Foods Corporation is planning to launch at least 33 more stores in mainland China. Okay, sa mainland China ito mga kaibigan. Ano kaya Jollibee in China? Maraming Filipino sa China. I guess by now marami na, right? Okay, so there you go. Okay, so as I was saying, 33 more stores in mainland China by December, by next month, through its Tim Ho Wan, Yonghe King, and Hong Zhuang Yuan brands. All right. In a statement on Wednesday, the company said it is expecting revenue growth driven by its expansion efforts in the country. It has so far opened 80 stores under the three brands this year. The expansion efforts of these brands will play a huge important role in generating revenue and strengthening the Jollibee Group's growth, especially since China is one of the company's four pillar markets. Jollibee Food Corporation President and Chief Executive Officer Ernesto Tanmanchong said this in the news. Okay, the company earmarked a record 12.2 billion for its capital expenditures this year. It had planned to concentrate its expansion in Asian countries such as China, as JFC works on its goal to be one of the top five restaurant firms in the world. Wow. Tim Ho Wan now has 6 stores across Shanghai after launching its first branch in China in September last year. Its stores are located in popular commercial centers, including in Mixi Shopping Mall in Minhang District, Sun Palace in Hongkou District, and Sci-Fi Tower, Sifi Tower in Putuo District. Jollibee Food Corporation, or JFC, aims to aggressively grow Tim Ho Wan in mainland China from 6 to 100 restaurant outlets in the next 5 years. Whoa. Meanwhile, Yonghe King launched 62 new stores in 2021, bringing its store count to 383 across China. It aims to have 1,000 stores in the next 5 years. Yonghe King recently, okay, Yonghe King recently launched its first 2 stores in the Shaanxi province via Xi'an City. It is also slated to launch its first store in the Hainan province, while 23 more Yonghe King stores are expected to open by December. Ang dami palang i-deploy or i-open itong next month. My gosh, ang Jollibee. Hong Zhuang Yuan now has 44 stores in Beijing. What is Hong Zhuang Yuan? Ano kayang klaseng restaurant ito? Of course, Chinese restaurant. Has 44 stores in Beijing after launching its first mall-based store in Sishui Sky Street in southwest Beijing. JFC said Hong Zhuang Yuan is now looking to launch stores in Beijing's top 10 shopping malls as well as in other malls outside the city in an attempt to have 60 stores by the end of this year. Jollibee shares went up by 1.39% or 3.40 pesos on Monday to close at 248 apiece. Whoa, that's Hong Zhuang Yuan opened its first ever in-mall store on September 9, with the restaurant's new location in Seaway Sky Street. Customers lined up on its opening day to get a taste of Hong Zhuan's affordable signature dishes. Pasensya na po kung mispronounce ko yung mga Chinese words. It's a little bit difficult, okay? Alright? Okay, so yun. So yung pag-open ng 33 stores ng Jollibee chain, this is aligned with the group's vision to be among the top 5 restaurant companies in the world. Okay? Alright? Michelin-starred Tim Ho Wan made its debut in China last year and now has 6 stores across Shanghai. Wow, okay? This is the restaurant known for its baked barbecue buns. Ang sarap, diba? Sa Tim Ho Wan, napakasarap ng baked pork buns. Rice roll and pan-fried radish cakes. Open stores in commercial centers in Shanghai, and all restaurants continue to enjoy the long lines since they opened. The Jollibee Group plans to aggressively expand the Tim Ho Wan brand to about 100 more outlets within 5 years. Okay? So yan yung mga tatlong different brands ng Jollibee Group. Okay? The Jollibee Group has allocated 12.2 billion for group-wide capital expenditures this year, the highest in the company's history as it steps up expansion in Asia, such as China. Okay, very good. All right, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, more on the news, of course. Ayan, ano ba yan? Ang Apple, international naman news tayo, okay? All right. Wait a minute. Teka, meron pa tayong Philippine news. Well, it's about the jobs in this pandemic. Well, all right. We already talked about the diet-related illness increase, diba, during about the red meat. Napag-usapan na natin yan tungkol sa diet. May nag-text sa akin tungkol sa episode na yan. Can you please just go to YouTube and watch our past episodes wherein I talked about diet-related illness that increased with the availability of red meat. Okay? Alright, ibang ano po. Napag-usapan na po natin yan. Balikan na lang po natin doon sa, I think it was last Friday that I talked about it, or it was last week. Check na lang yung show last week. Thank you very much. Anyway, so more news, okay? People were asking about pandemic jobs in this pandemic, right? Okay, let's talk about that. Pandemic pushes search for remote jobs up to 460%, okay? Okay, we will talk about that tomorrow, okay? Pag-umpisahan na natin kasi malaking pag-uusap yan tungkol sa mga jobs in this pandemic, which we already tackled before, right? All right. So now, let's go to international news, okay? This is an interesting discovery or gadget no, sa Japan. Wait a minute. Here it is, okay? Let's talk about this first today. Ayan, no? Japan's wearable devices aim to promote better sleep. Talking about sleep, ayun na nga, oo nga, yung pinag-usapan ko kahapon yung sleep deprivation ko sa sarili ko. Hindi ko natapos, right? But, okay, in connection to this, okay, Japan's wearable devices aim to promote better sleep. Okay, it is in running form. This is a device, look at the girl, that comes with Sonoma shirt. Affixed into the blue pocket measures health and other information when sleeping in it. Wow. The next morning, a sleep quality score is displayed on a smartphone, as seen at the startup headquarters in Ottawa Ward, Tokyo. If you're having trouble sleeping, okay, before heading to a specialist, perhaps wearing something new to bed can help. Just make sure it's electric, okay? Sonoma Incorporated, a Tokyo-based startup spun off from the University of Tokyo in May, launched the eSkin Sleep T-shirt. How cute! That is worn to bed to provide sleep diagnosis. Ay, ang cool naman. Kailan available na kaya yan sa Lazada tsaka at sa Shopee? Diba? A patch of fabric embedded with flexible electronic circuits is sewn into the pocket on the front of the shirt at the abdomen. Naku, sa may tiyan. The shirt comes with a small electronic device that is affixed in the pocket. The device can measure heartbeat, body movements, and temperature on the shirt's interior. Paano kung luma na yung shirt mo, di ba? Tatapon mo na yun. Yung device nandun pa rin. Di tanggalin mo. Ikabit mo sa ibang shirt. Pwede kaya yun? The data are analyzed using an app downloaded onto a smartphone that is linked to the device. Sleep quality is evaluated on a 100-point scale. The app gives advice on how to improve the score. My sleep had been light and I felt sluggish more often during the day, said Daisuke Kobayashi, 51, a company executive in Kobe, who bought the shirt in September. I wanted to improve the quality of my sleep. Well, his sleep score has fluctuated from day to day depending on his work, but his score on November 16 was 60. The app has made me more aware of my need to get a good night's sleep, such as by going to bed earlier and waking up earlier, he added. Fashion retailer Urban Research Company is also selling originally designed pajamas that use the same device. It would make sense, really, to put it in pajamas, of course. Hindi naman yung sa araw mo sinusuot, nakatulog ka sa trabaho. Just by wearing the product, customers can easily monitor their sleep status, said Snomas Misako Tatsuyama, who is in charge of public relations. It's popular among the health-conscious people in their 30s and 40s. Listen to your shoes. Ito naman, wearable technology is often associated with watches and glasses. But with the spread of flexible, stretchable sensors, there has been an increase of wearables in clothing. Okay? The sophistication in fabrics, di ba? Nilalagay na ngayon sa tela or fabrics itong mga gadgets na to or apps. Kasi the sophistication in fabrics has been especially remarkable, leading to the development of a variety of smart textiles with sensory functions. Saan kayo nakakita? Tela may sensory functions, right? According to a report released by Yano Research Institute Limited in August last year, the domestic smart textile market in 2020 was expected to grow 72% from the 2019 level to 487 million yen. And in 2030, it is expected to grow 47 times more, the 2020 level, up to 22.681 billion yen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Kyoto-based Mitsufuji Corporation's Hammond is a shirt made of silver-plated fibers that conduct electricity. Mamakuryente niyan. By acquiring and analyzing biometric information, kagaya ng mga heart rate, itong shirt na to can visualize yung mga health risks na pwede nating mangyari sa atin, no? So it sends information to a smartphone, okay? Yung signals na pick up ng chip na yan na nilalagay sa damit, pwedeng mabasa sa smartphone. Okay? In May last year, the Kyoto prefectural government adopted Hammond to manage changes in the physical condition of overnight patients with COVID-19 and to prevent secondary infections among staff such as nurses. Hamon is also being used, hamon na parang hamon na ham, tsaka hamon na it's a dare in Tagalog. HAMON is also being used in an increasing number of cases to manage the physical condition of workers at construction sites under the hot sun. Okay? The health data can be monitored remotely by site supervisors, so it is said to be useful in preventing some health incidents. Okay? Kobe-based ASICS Corporation and Tokyo-based startup Orphe Incorporated have developed EvoRide Orphe shoes that give advice on proper form while the wearer is running. Wow. Okay. I can see those closed captions coming out of my cell phone. Sorry. All right. So, sensors built into the cushion part of the shoe. Okay, ito sa sapatos ngayon nilalagay itong sensors. The sensors built into the cushion part of the shoe acquire data such as stride length and ankle angle. That is a tongue twister, if I may say so. Ankle angle. The data is immediately analyzed by a dedicated smartphone app, which vocally tells the user how to run in a way that suits the person. So, merong sensor din ilalagay sa ilalim sa sakong, no? Na makakapagsabi dun sa runner kung tama yung kanyang apak or takbo or stride, okay? It also displays tips on how to improve and practice running technique. In a way, your shoes becomes a personal trainer. Diba? Nakakaano talaga ang technology. So, i-built in mo lang doon sa cushion part ng shoe. Okay? Para maka-acquire ng data kagaya ng stride length tsaka pag ankle angle. Wow. Diversifying roles. Smart wear is also expected to play a role in supporting the aging society amid the low birth rate. Kaya nga, extremes, no? Low birth rate tsaka aging society. In January this year, Nagoya-based textile trading company Toyoshima and Company launched the Wearable Smart Town Kurumi project, which aims to solve regional issues. The first step is to promote the use of smartwear as part of local government's health and welfare measures. Okay? Toyoshima signed a partnership agreement with Iwaki, Fukushima Prefecture that same month. They have started using such wear to watch over sleeping children in nursery schools and for citizens physically training projects. Okay? So yung mga sleepwear na yan na merong analytics, okay, na-deploy na yung mga iba na yan as we speak. Just sa Japan, I guess, right? By visualizing the effects, we can increase understanding of the measures and realize a safe, secure, healthy society. Ito ang sabi ni Chihiro Izumi, an official of Toyoshima. Okay? The applications of wearable devices are diversifying and the places where they can be worn are expanding. However, Hiroshi Ashida, a fashion critic and associate professor of Kyoto Seika University, said, concurrently, wearable devices are still limited to those who seek specific functions. Ibig sabihin nga, parang limited lang kasi yung mga specific na needs, okay, yun lang ang kumukuha nitong wearable devices. Kasi napipinpoint kung saan nila kailangan, right? If something is developed that everyone can find value in, such as a fashionable jacket that adjusts to the temperature accordingly, these items may spread rapidly. Because for now, mabagal pa rin ang takbo nitong mga social media account na ito, to promote certain products because, you have to really be out there at magtiyaga ng call to action, right? Okay? All right. So, that ends that the article regarding Japan's wearable devices aims to promote better sleep. Okay, but that's a nice thing to know. Thank you very much, Japan, Japan, Japan. Okay. Why are my eyes nahihilo? Ooh. Okay, so we're done with this. Ta-da, ta-da. What else do we have in store? But I wanted to talk about, the sleep yesterday to continue it. Later na lang at the end. First, there's more news pala from the Philippines, which is in my background, okay? The senators cite tech scam offering fake jobs, okay? Totoo naman, marami mga nagte-text, di ba, kung anong opportunities, trabaho online, madali lang, here you go. Here's an example of one such text. Dear, I am a human resources manager. You have been selected for part-time, full-time work. Now you can reach 800 to 1,000 pesos a day. So, to some na nag-minimum wage, magandang balita na yan, no? Na makapag 1,000 a day. Pero, ano nga yan? Anong sabi? It's a scam! Tara! Okay, sabi ng mga senators, this is a scam, okay? There's screaming bloody murder on this, okay? Scam daw yung mga tatanggap nyo na text na ganyan, magpansinin, alright? Totoo naman. Senators on Wednesday warned the public about increasing incidents of text scams and asked law enforcers and the private sector to do something about it. Kasi talaga yung mga texting na yan, hindi na sa trabaho, nagiging sexual, a place for sexual predators, right? To victimize unknowing babae, okay? Young ladies or anybody na gullible, yung iba sa mga bola-bola, yung iba naman very, very enthused or excited pag nakakita ng mga special offer na nanalo ka or pero kailangan ng address mo, please be careful, okay? These text messages were usually about fake job opportunities promising high salaries. Senator Grace S. Poe Limansares said in a statement she urged the government and companies to act against syndicates that have boosted their attacks on a massive scale and alarming pace. Okay? The government should continuously beef up mechanisms such as anong kailangan gawin para makaiwas dito sa mga scammers na ito, right? So, they have to beef up their mechanisms, such as existing hotlines, where our people can report spams and scams and get immediate help in case they fall victim to fraud, right? Senator Maria Imelda Aimee R. Marcos on Tuesday said the National Telecommunications Commission and National Privacy Commission, NTC and NPC respectively, should work with telecommunication companies and online shopping platforms to develop a system that can block spams. How about blocking reseller ng balik, iba ng pangalan, right? They should look into that too. Ang dami-daming online scammers. They steal people's identities and put their own branding, kunyari. Anyway, papakita ko na naman yung nabili kong ginger oil daw. Pagdating sa akin, walang label. And then when I rub it on me, the color comes off. It goes to my skin. That's so bad, right? Anyway, another lesson learned. I've learned so many bad lessons to learn here by ordering wrong stuff. Anyway, Senator Laila De Lima, M. De Lima, said text spams could hinder the government's anti-coronavirus pandemic response. Some are now hesitant to share their personal information on contact tracing applications, blaming these as the reason why they are receiving spam messages, she said in a separate statement. The Privacy Commission earlier said the groups behind the text scams might belong to an international crime syndicate. That is really very, very likely. Okay? It's called data privacy officers from telecommunication companies to a meeting to solve the growing problem. Okay, thank you very much, right? So talaga naman madaming nang loloko ngayon, nakakatanggap kayo ng text kung kani-kanina, right? Randomly, nag-inherit kayo ng pera or mga romance scammers, o yung iba naman, Filipino rin, pero victimizing his own countrymen, right? By these bogus ads, asking information from people. Per chance na maka-jackpot kayo ng mapulot na information yung ATM. And most people naman do not keep their ATM passwords in their wallets. That would be dangerous. Okay? So going back to this fake post here, tingnan nyo na lang, Dear, I am Human Resources Manager. Mali-mali pa yung mga English. You have been selected for part-time, full-time work. Now you can reach, kala ko telephone number yan nung beginning. Paano now you can reach 800 to 1,000? It's not a good closing thing. Dapat una-una yung unang-una i-offer yung pera, right? Para kaagad tumingin. Kailangan ganyan. Earn up to 800 to 100 to 1,000 pesos per day. Okay? How? Then you saka sabihin, I am Human Resources Manager, you have been selected. Hindi naman walang nagsiselect na ganyan na fake yan, fake. So, wag niyong pansinin. Don't mind this. The senators cite text scam offering fake jobs, okay? So yan, senators nga warned the public about the increasing incidence of text scams. These text messages are about fake job opportunities, promising high salaries, okay? She urged the government companies to act against syndicates that have boosted their attacks on a massive scale and alarming pace. Totoo naman Ako nga, 'di ba? Yung aking ATM sa BDO na 3 beses kong pinalitan, 2 beses 1 year sa isang taon, 2 sa isang taon, and it still kept getting hacked. Even BDO couldn't explain why each time I used my debit card that's attached to Globe, the next day or whatever, even the same night, somebody else will make charges on my debit card. And I had reported that time and again, paulit-ulit. Tatlo kasi account ko sa BDO, checking, savings, tsaka isa pang savings sa dating employer ko. And, it's really disheartening na ganyan na fake tayo, 'di ba? And it's, yung sa video ko, ilang beses yan na kuhanan ng mga Uber charges and also mga um, game charges, and I asked my son kung siya yung gumawa na, sabi niya, Mommy, I promise I didn't do it. Okay, so I believe him. So I disputed that. Binalik naman ng BDO lahat ng mga chinarge sa debit card or kinuhang money. So salamat sa BDO, pero yun nga hindi nila ma-solve. So we kept trying to open an ATM, pero the next day nahahack pa rin. So I, truth be told, I opened an account sa PS Bank para to see kung talagang sa akin ba nakatimbre yun, bakit ganun. True enough, when I opened an empty savings ATM sa PS Bank, the next day, nakuhanan ka agad ng almost 5,000 pesos yung bagong bukas ko na account. Diba? Grabe. And they can't even trace it either. But dito sa PS Bank, they will not refund my money. Goodbye, Columbus ka na sa kanila na yun. Anyway, the Senator Laila de Lima said text spams could hinder the government's anti-coronavirus pandemic response. Some are now hesitant to share their personal information on contact tracing applications, blaming these as the reason why and the reason why they're receiving spam messages. Okay? The Privacy Commission earlier said the groups behind the text scams might belong to an international crime syndicate. Posible talaga. Na sila naman na nagkakadal na at nag-work hard na para mangolekta lang, right? The Privacy Commission earlier said the groups behind the tech scams might belong to an international crime syndicate. It's called Data Privacy Officers from Telecommunication, to a meeting to solve the growing crisis. Okay? So yan ang news regarding mag-ingat po kayo pag nakatanggap kayo ng text message trying to hire you so and so, whatever. You can verify first if the company is legit before you cut your ties with this nagte-text ng ganyan. Kagaya ng sample na yan, no? Dear, I am a human resources manager. You have been selected for part or full-time work. Now you can reach 800, di man lang nalagyan ng pesos yung sa beginning, to 10,000 pesos a day. Okay? Alright, very good. So with that, okay, we'd like to, of course, change topic. Okay, another topic. Okay, ang Apple naman, siya naman na nagsusu ngayon, di ba? Siya yung sinusu dahil ng whistleblower. Siguro, I don't know if this is real news or nagpapa-news para wag mahalata na naman yung Facebook na dinidemanda, right? Okay, let's find out what this Apple sues Israeli cyber firm NSO Group says U.S. citizens were target. Oh no. Yan ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan. Here it is. This is what we're talking about now. Okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. What happened here? Okay. So, we're talking about fake jobs, di ba? We just talked about that. So, wag na kayong sasagot na sa mga text. Alright? Tungkol sa fake jobs. Okay? Alright. So, ang dami namang hearts. Hello. Hi there, Jake. Now lang I see you. Hi, Jake. Happy Thursday, Jake, dear. Happy Thursday. Alright. So ang Apple sues Israeli cyber firm NSO Group, says U.S. citizens were the targets. Okay? Apple Incorporated said on Tuesday it has filed a lawsuit against Israeli cyber firm NSO Group and its parent company OSY Technologies. Bakit? Okay. This is for the alleged surveillance, ano ba yan? What the heck? And targeting of US Apple users with its Pegasus spyware. The iPhone maker said it is also seeking to ban NSO Group from using any Apple software, services, or devices to prevent further abuse. Ayan, hindi na kayo pinagamit ng anything American. Hello. Alright? Apple is the latest in a string of companies and governments to come after NSO. The maker of the Pegasus hacking tool that watchdog groups say uh, targeted human rights workers and journalists. Okay. Earlier this month, U.S. officials placed the company on a trade blacklist. Bakit? NSO has also faced either legal action or criticism from Microsoft Corporation, Meta Platforms Inc. or Facebook, Alphabet Inc. and Cisco Systems. Bakit? Bakit nila sinusu ng libel itong NSO? NSO is allegedly involved in circumventing security for products made by these companies and selling that circumvention in the form of hacking tools to foreign governments. Oh my God, that's diabolical. Ano ba yan? In a statement, okay, sinabi ng NSO, sinasabi nito, it sells its tools only to governments and law enforcement agencies and has safeguards in place to prevent misuse. Said that thousands of lives have been saved through the use of its tools. True enough naman, may mga natulungan naman talaga. Pedophiles and terrorists can freely operate in technological safe havens, and we provide governments the lawful tools to fight it. Oh, good job. NSO Group will continue to avoid to add ano ba yan? The NSO Group will continue to advocate for the truth. Okay? In its complaint filed in U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California, Apple said NSO's tools were used in concerted efforts in 2021 to target and attack Apple customers, and that U.S. citizens have to be surveilled by NSO spyware on mobile detector services that can and do cross international borders. Okay? So I have no way of calling my relatives in the other part of the globe and right next door to Mexico. Okay? Apple, okay, Apple alleged that NSO Group created more than 100 fake Apple ID user credentials to carry out its attacks. Oh, paano yan? Apple said that its servers were not hacked. Okay, hindi raw sila na-hack, no? Pero ang NSO daw ang nag-abuso at gumamit sa servers to deliver the attacks on Apple users. So yan, ina-accuse nila ang NSO for attacking them. Okay? Apple also alleged that NSO Group was directly involved in providing consulting services for the attacks, which is noteworthy because NSO has maintained that it sells its tools to clients. Okay? Defendants forced Apple to engage in a continual arms race, even as Apple develops solutions and enhances the security of its devices. Defendants are constantly updating their malware and exploits to overcome Apple's own security upgrades. Apple said it has by far seen no evidence of NSO's tools being used against Apple devices using 10.15, the latest version of its mobile operating system. Okay? The iPhone maker said that it will donate $10 million as well as any damages recovered in the lawsuit to cyber surveillance research groups, including Citizen Lab, the University of Toronto, that first discovered NCO attacks. Okay? So that ends our segment on Apple suing Israeli cyber firm NSO Group. Okay? So anyway, anong hinahanda nyo para sa tanghalian ating mga kabuhay online? What's in store for you guys during lunch? I'm having sinigang na pork for lunch. All right? That's what my sweetie pie is cooking downstairs. And I am now broadcasting to you guys from the confines of my bedroom because I am actually being asked to rest, especially rest my knees and legs that have become really painful from sitting down here, you know, teaching, broadcasting, writing. I have to be able to move about and stretch my feet, put my feet up. But anyway, okay na yan, all right? So yeah, so that's that with that part of the news, okay? Now we move forward, okay, to the Philippines. I have to. Okay, all right, that finished. Do you think it's getting hotter or getting colder? So some mornings it's very cold, but then during the day it gets hotter. All right, a bit of news from Nikkei Asia. Nikkei Asia, Nikkei Asia. Okay, all right. Vietnam Prime Minister visits Japan Asia Europe Summit. Marcos Jr. in focus. Okay, it was a busy week last Monday. Uh, for Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, who uh, started his official visit to Japan. He will be accompanied by business leaders from 50 Vietnamese companies to seek cooperation with Japanese counterparts in fields such as energy and infrastructure development. Chin will also attend a virtual ASEAN-China summit chaired by Chinese President Xi Jinping on the same day. The Philippines will be welcoming its first and the world's largest IKEA store. Also, di ba, yan yung news sa Asia tong roundabout. Nagbukas na, magbubukas na ba? Uh, ano pa, uh, bigla ko kasi nakita yung tungkol sa IKEA. I'm excited. IKEA is a European uh, furniture establishment na ang laki-laki. You can find everything there. Sa America, when I was living there, most of the furniture from or yung mga DIY na mga furniture galing sa IKEA. Scandinavian design, very very nice, simple. And I love the meatballs in that sa kainan doon sa IKEA. In fact, speaking of IKEA, tara tara tara. Meron akong IKEA card, I think. Diyos ko na wala na yata. But anyway, yeah, I do have an IKEA card, which yeah, wala na. But anyway, yeah, IKEA is very cool. So there you go. Ta-da! IKEA family. I have it pa pala. There you go. So pagbalik ko sa America, kain tayo ng meatballs, Swedish meatballs. So on the side, okay, IKEA is going to open a store in Asia, right? So, yun, yung si Prime Minister ng Chinese Prime Minister met with ASEAN leaders, okay, nung Monday. He chaired a virtual summit with members from all over Southeast Asia. The special ASEAN-China summit that happened Monday, 30 years after the two agreed to have dialogue relations, it highlighted Beijing's intention to strengthen ties with ASEAN, especially as the U.S. steps up its Asia policy. It is a rare arrangement because usually China's prime minister represents the country for summit meetings with ASEAN. Okay? So yun na nangyari nung Monday. Okay. Noong Tuesday naman sa Hong Kong, a Hong Kong court is due to sentence student activist Tony Chung, who pled guilty to secession under the new national security law and money laundering. Prosecutors cited social media posts urging the territory to get rid of Chinese colonial rule and calls to join protests dating back to 2016. The money laundering charge is related to donations made to Chung's PayPal account which amounted to 135,000 Hong Kong dollars. Ba't naman naging money laundering? Donate naman yun sa kanya. Chung, who faces up to 7 years imprisonment, will be the third person to be sentenced for inciting, diba? Inciting rebellion. Machun Man was sentenced to nearly 6 years earlier this month for chanting pro-independence slogans. Diyos ko, pagsabi lang ng slogan, 6 na taon na nakulong, kaloka sa China, no? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Ayan, no? Ah, oo nga pala, di ba yung IKEA nandiyan sa may Mall of Asia ba, Angelica? It's right, right. You haven't tried yet. Try the meatballs, okay? Please try the meatballs. By appointment, visitors and shoppers nila. Online registration. We are given QR codes. Oh my gosh! By appointment makapasok sa IKEA. Pero ayun, masarap. So to go talaga, definitely go and try the Swedish meatballs. That's their best seller. You can buy it separately at ano sa bahay. I'm like, I wonder how much it is in the Philippines. Oh my God. Siguro thousands. Okay, anyway, that's great, Angelica. That's good news. Thank you for sharing that, no? Na naguluhan kasi ako, alam ko magbubukas yung IKEA. Sa Manila kasi wala na ako sa Manila, hindi ko alam yung balita, but is it by the Mall of Asia property? Yung sa reclaimed area, diyan ba nagtayo ang IKEA? Tingnan ko nga. But anyway, so yeah, please, okay? Make sure, okay? Punta kayo. Anyway, so tomorrow I will just continue the things about sleeping disorders that I started to talk about yesterday and to address my own sleeping problem. Okay? Pati na rin yung sa diet. Tama. Oh, so it's near Conrad Hotel. Oh my gosh. So IKEA pala yun. No, kasi I worked for Soler for almost 3 years. It was from 2016 to 2018. Okay? And dun nga sa area na yon, meron malaking plot of land na dinaayos natin. Yung pala IKEA yon. Oh my gosh. Di ba? Ang ganda. Anyway, makapunta nga. Pero sa online magre-register muna, no? Very good. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that information, Angelica. And of course, thank you for all the people watching today. And thank you po sa pagsama niyo sa akin dito sa ating programa. Meron pa po tayong isang araw this week, tomorrow, to talk at makaalam ng mga information regarding things that are happening around the world and the news about technology, how we are using it in our lives, whether in education or sa trabaho or sa buhay, right? So, buhay online po talaga. Ngayon tayo eh. We cannot discount the fact that really we are actually dependent on technology, mga kababayan ko, right? So, we will continue the thing about sleeping tomorrow, and also I'm also going to talk about how not to get fat daw this coming holidays. All right, and next week na po yung pag-uusapan yung tungkol sa online education. At magkakaroon tayo ng mga panel discussions, right, with people. Okay? Yeah. And tomorrow also, I will talk about si Tita Agnes ko nagkakwento. Okay, kakain daw siya. Ang tanghalian daw ni Tita Agnes ay inihaw na hito. Yummy. I know, Tita. Yan ang ulam namin last Monday. Last Monday. Ulam namin yan ng aking si Jenny. Kami naman, prinrito namin ng malutong yung hito. I also like it frito. Very nice. At masarap din talaga ihaw. And he also made it adobo. Sutukil nga itong si ano eh. Sutukil is a term in Cebu, right? Where you cook something 3 ways. Like nilaga, inihaw, and fried yata. Basta anyway, yun ang ginawa niya doon sa hito. Pinry namin, tapos ginawa niyang adobong hito. Okay? Na masarap din. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you enjoy lunch and still enjoy the rest of the day po today. At bukas magsama-sama po tayong muli dito sa Buhay Online. And huwag niyo pong makalimutan that each day is a blessing, and please, it's important to have faith, hope, and love in your life and in your hearts. Maraming salamat. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.